this video we'll look at how eating less meat can help mitigate climate change. Mitigation is trying to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases that humans are producing. If we can reduce the amount of greenhouse gases we produce, we can reduce the severe effects of global warming, like an increase in temperatures and extreme weather. Agriculture is one of the biggest contributors towards greenhouse gases. And most of the greenhouse gases in agriculture and farming come from livestock. And livestock are animals that are farmed like sheep or cows. And cows contribute more to global warming than sheep do. And we'll think about why that is as we go through this video. So how can eating less meat mitigate global warming? Let's take one form of meat. This is a beef burger. Where did the meat in the beef burger come from? Well, beef comes from cows. Here is our cow. Why do cows produce greenhouse gases? What do cows do that produces greenhouse gases? Tell your screen. If you said cows burp and cows fart, well done, that's the correct answer. Now tell your screen what gas is released when cows burp and fart. Well done if you said methane. Cows and other livestock produce methane, and methane is a greenhouse gas, which means it is causing climate change. So, where do the cows come from? Well, in the UK, we get a lot of our cattle from Europe. In the USA, they get a lot of their cattle from South America. It tends to be richer countries, HICs, that eat the most meat. The world's biggest meat producer, so the country that makes the most beef, is Brazil. And Brazil is located in South America. Here's a very rough drawing of South America. Brazil is located in the east of South America. Name the rainforest that is located in Brazil. Tell your screen. If you said the Amazon rainforest, well done. So Brazil produces the most meat, and Brazil is also the home of the Amazon rainforest. Why does that matter? Well, much of the livestock farms, many of the livestock farms in Brazil started off as a rainforest land. But the area was deforested to make space for raising cattle, and here are our cattle. Deforested means that the trees were chopped down so that the land could be used for something else, in this case, cattle farm. Why is it a problem for the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere if rainforests are deforested? Tell your screen. if you said that trees absorb CO2 from the atmosphere, well done. Trees absorb carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas from the atmosphere. So if you chop down trees, then there aren't as many trees to absorb that CO2, which means there is more CO2 in the atmosphere. But we know that not all land deforested in the Amazon rainforest is used for cattle farming. Sometimes land is deforested and it's used for crop farming. Tell your screen the main crop, the main plant for food that is grown in the Amazon. If you said soybeans, that's excellent, well done. So sometimes land in the Amazon rainforest is deforested to grow soybeans. And those soybeans, the main use that they're used for, the main thing they're used for, is for feeding livestock. And if we are deforesting land for soybeans, again, we're reducing the number of trees that can absorb CO2 from the atmosphere. Tell your screen what farmers add to the soil to encourage the crops to grow more and bigger. If you said nitrogen fertiliser, that's excellent. So to add nutrients to the soil to help the plants grow, farmers add nitrogen fertiliser to the soil. The nitrogen in the fertiliser combines with the oxygen in the air to create nitrous oxide. The nitrous oxide is a greenhouse gas that causes climate change. So if people ate less meat, there will be less methane produced by animals such as cows. There will be less deforestation, which means that more CO2 will be absorbed from the atmosphere, and there will be less nitrogen fertiliser used to grow soybeans, which means that there will be less nitrous oxide in the atmosphere. So reducing your meat intake, becoming vegetarian or just eating less meat is a really significant way to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. It reduces the amount of methane in the atmosphere. It enables trees to absorb carbon dioxide, reducing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And it reduces the need for fertilisers, reducing the amount of nitrous oxide in the atmosphere.